What is up, everybody? My name is Chino. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything crypto. And today's topic of discussion is going to be what is happening with Ledger. Why does the crypto community hate them? And do you throw this thing away? Do you leave it plugged into your computer? Is it safe to hold your crypto? We're going to dive into all of that today. Before we dive into it, if you don't mind, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. All right, let's jump into it. Ledger crypto wallet under fire over seed phrase recovery service. A new update from crypto wallet provider Ledger lets users link their seed phrase to their passport or identity card, but should they? So Ledger has come out with this new feature called Ledger Recover. And what this is if you lose your seed phrase, you can recover it with a backup. But the big question is, how are they backing up your seed phrase? And this is what has the entire crypto community in an uproar. So right off the bat, this already sounds a little bit fishy. So this is how they plan to store your backup seed phrase. And another key thing here is you have to opt into this, which we'll get into in a second. You have to opt into this feature. But if you opt into this feature, this is how you back up your seed phrase. To use this service, users must provide a passport or national identity card to confirm their identity. You never had to use your identity before to create your Ledger account or to store your crypto on a Ledger. So that's red flag number one. Number two, 3 encrypted fragments will be trusted with custodians Ledger, CoinCover, and a third provider. Some users are worried they now have to rely on the security of these companies. So they are going to encrypt your seed phrase and shard them out to 3 companies, Ledger, CoinCover, and a third provider. Who is that third provider? And how do I know these companies are secure? If they get compromised, there's a lot of questions. And then last, best for last, while this service requires users to opt in, you have to also pay $9.99 monthly. So this is a subscription-based service. Now, this picture kept floating around Twitter and it went viral. This person's tweet, Mudit Gupta, it started going viral, and this is when the crypto community started freaking out, bashing Ledger, and Ledger hosted a Twitter space to try to calm everyone down and answer everybody's questions. And in my opinion, they just made it 100 times worse. I'm going to play a clip.
I think the thing to really understand is that there isn't an additional attack vector introduced by this, and that is, I can understand the concern, but architecturally that's a fact, right? So it wouldn't make any.
Let me follow the attack vector that I have in my head. Let's say that you have a Ledger right now, and someone compromises it, which is not Ledger's fault, right? And then they opt in, they sign up the KYC without your knowledge, and then they reach out to these parties to try to recover it. They have the physical device. Is that not a new attack vector? What am I missing there?
Maybe somebody has your device and they've got in it. I'm not sure that's
but
what they would do.
A new attack vector where even if you didn't have the PIN or the private or the seed, you have the device and you could contact these 3 guys, and there's someone that has authority to give someone assets. That's what I'm getting at.
No, you would have to have the PIN or the.
No, it's a new attack vector to someone who opted in. So if your point is that,
right, thank you. That was my point. It is a new attack vector that you're introducing with the software.
To someone that's opted in.
I'll put the link to this Twitter space down below in the description. It's about an hour long, so if you want to listen to it, you can listen to it. I'm going to summarize. Basically, this guy, Ian Rogers, he's the chief experience officer. So not the chief executive, but he's still a CEO, I guess. And this guy, Nicholas Baca, seems like to be some sort of lead developer for Ledger, and it was answering all of the technical questions. So this guy, Ian and Nicholas Baca, were butting heads the whole time, kind of contradicting each other what they were saying. And you clearly heard Nicholas say that there was an additional attack vector for people that opted in. Ian Rogers was just basically saying the whole time, there's not, blah, blah, blah. Now, this new issue got presented where they were talking about the firmware and how there technically was always a backdoor because they had to update the firmware on the hardware devices. This is where they messed up. After this Twitter space, people started going off even more on Twitter. And then they put out this tweet. Technically speaking, it is and always has been possible to write firmware that facilitates key extraction. You have always trusted Ledger not to deploy such firmware, whether you knew it or not. And then they deleted that tweet because they realized how much they messed up. But again, them deleting a tweet, it's just like, it's on the internet already, guys. Like, what are you guys doing? But going back to this, I don't know why they just tried to sneak this into a firmware upgrade. One that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and it seems really sneaky on Ledger's side, especially with all of the governments cracking down, Canada updating their regulations and making like stablecoin and crypto exchange regulations super strict. And the US is cracking down on crypto. It's just a little bit too coincidental, and I don't know. I know it seems like Ledger means well, but at the end of the day, if you're keeping your life savings in your Ledger, this is not what you want to hear, right? And a lot of people are getting upset by this. The other thing to note here is that now with this tweet that they deleted, by them saying that, yes, it's been possible to write firmware, this means to write firmware that facilitates key extraction. This means that there has always been a backdoor to get your crypto. So lesson here, if there's a firmware update for your hardware wallet, there is technically a backdoor, even though it may be a tough backdoor to crack to get your crypto, there still is one. Now, the other thing to note here is this is an opt-in feature, right? But they kept saying the whole time that this was to onboard new users into crypto and to use ledgers, which I completely understand, because having the responsibility to be your own bank and knowing that if you lose your seed phrase, your crypto is gone forever. There's no one that can help you, not even Ledger, if you lose your seed phrase. That's intimidating, and it's a massive responsibility. But this is the responsibility that comes with being your own bank and getting away from the centralized system. So to me, it seems like they are sacrificing security for more money to onboard new people, which doesn't sit right with me at all. Quality over quantity always. And it makes sense because if you buy a Ledger, you don't owe them any more money. You buy your Ledger, you give them money, one-time fee, and that's basically it. This is a subscription-based thing where they have income coming in on a monthly basis. So to me, this is just a major money play for them. And, this is the route they want to take, but I'll tell you what, they have lost a lot of customers, including myself. I was going to upgrade to the newest Ledger, but now I'm not so sure. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want to stay up to date with everything crypto. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.